Hello, and welcome to part 2 of the winter solstice deep astrology and tarot reading, Pendemic edition, part 2. So, we're going to be doing the moon, which is the water element in the temperance card on the diagram. Alright, so the moon is the emotions, it's the unknown, which lines up with the numerology, with the moon being on the black side of the pillar, if you read it that way. But we're going to get there in a second. When you pull up the High Priestess, being at the moon 27 degrees Cancer, and the 7 in the tarot being the Chariot. So, moon 27 degrees Cancer. So, which in this case, the Chariot is going to be the military, as we covered in the past so far. I think it was part 3 of the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. Yeah. So if you've been keeping up with that, you know. So this reads, the moon, what is unknown is what is known about the military. And then you add the 0.0 because this is 27.0 degrees Cancer. So, and the Fool is new beginnings, it's being free, and this is an Aries ruled card. So in this case, it's you with a collective. Being at home, 0.0 degrees Cancer. Cancer is home, being at home in quarantine. So bring it all together. The moon, what is unknown is what is known about the military and the collective leaving their homes. And then when you add the 27 together, that is the number 9, the Hermit. So what is searched, spied on, foreshadowing events. All right, so the inside degrees for 27 degrees Cancer reads, a woman giving birth to twins, moving one way and moving another way at the same time, in the same breath, day in and day out, inwardly compelled to take hold of the given pairs of opposites, to work them by going into both and finding out how and where and why both cannot be refused. Insist on being met. Always seeing contradictory sides, in some ways cancel each other out. So, all right, this is exactly what a quincunx is. It's when two aspects don't work together. And this is also water and fire, two elements that don't work together. And then Cancer, because this is 27 degrees Cancer, it's people being in quarantine. And that's fire, future, Sagittarius. And the searching and spying is being exposed. So they can't keep doing both. So, anyways, next line reads, you have little choice but to cover all bases. Check everything out and play through each and every side of the situation, consciously identifying with one thing at a time, but subconsciously absorbed in another thing consistently. Okay, so this can go both ways because they're twins, right? So identifying with one thing at a time. Could be spying to know about the future, knowing where it'll all fit, or dealing with every hurdle with people in quarantine. And then the next line, but subconsciously absorbed with the other thing consistently. Could be keeping people stalled in their homes or consistently spying. Twins. So next we have the ascendant 0.33 degrees Cancer. So the next would be, so below the south on the summer solstice sunrise area. There's no inside degree for, hold on, I'm going to pause really quick. Okay, so there's no inside degree for 0 degrees, but the 0 in the 0 degrees is the Fool card. Again, sign of Aries, which is the first fire sign near the summer solstice. And this is going to be you, the collective. And then when you add the 33 together, that is the 6, right? The Lovers, which is fated choices and decisions. And when you put it all together, the Ascendant being what's on the horizon, um, which also connects to the sun rising in the winter solstice sunrise area. Technically, it's both, but what it's saying is what is coming is people making the decision to leave their home. Next, you align that with the sun being opposite, as above, so below, 29.59 degrees Sagittarius. As above, what is coming is being exposed, is spying to know about the future, a religious leader, the religion, and what knowing about the future is for, the philosophy. So below, what is coming is people making the choice to leave their home. So, bam, there's your answer. That's what the knowing what the future is for. The fact that people are leaving their home. And because the sun and the ascendant are in opposition to each other, it means when it gets exposed, it's going to happen anyway. People are going to leave their home and the future comes true. And then it makes sense because oppositions propel each other forward. Okay, so there's no riddles in the ones that I've gotten so far, but hear me out. I think that the only thing that makes sense is when I talked about all of the riddles merging together in the Merging of X Part 1, the Cancer Full Moon series, right? And I didn't really know what it all meant, but now I feel like this has to be it. So I'm going to reread the riddles. But inside the spiral, a knowingness and a beingness in tune with the earth and heaven, rhythmically synchronized with the ancient and future. The knowingness is the sword in the. Pause, hold on. The knowingness is the sword in that the Sphinx is holding, the spiral being the Stonehenge, the beingness being the 3 degrees Virgo, which is where this line is. And Virgo is like letting yourself being molded by something. And in tune with the earth and heaven, because the Egyptian Sphinx is stargate to heaven, rhythmically synchronized with the ancient and future, which is the Stonehenge and the so below, the ascendant, the forgotten, and the unknown, which is also on the horizon, the future. So 22 degrees Capricorn reads, the past riddle, a threshold awareness that hugs the edge between the worlds and bows before a god that presides over the living and the dead, which again would be the Sphinx being the god. The living, the earth, the dead, heaven, stargate to heaven. So it all makes sense. So I thought that was very interesting. Anyways, that is part 2 for the winter solstice reading, and I hope you liked it. Tell me in the comments what you think. I'm really interested and if it all made sense. Hopefully it did. Anyways, I'll see you guys for your weeklies. Again, it's gonna be late, so anyways, I will leave it there.